Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. In the last episode, we got the gunship missiles, and used them to take out one of the generators. There should be baddies here, but there aren't. That's interesting. Well, I'll just have to remember to get those scans later. Interesting. Very interesting. That's completely thrown me. What a great intro there. I guess in lieu of the things I was expecting to be there, we're going to head over to our ship and fly over to the Thorn Jungle Air Dock. So, we have been here before very briefly. We literally just stopped in to get a upgrade, which was nice. Oh, this guy's gone hyper. You can tell because he's gone all tentacly, which usually means the best way to counter hyper mode is your own hyper mode. Weirdly, in hyper mode, they're vulnerable to hyper mode attacks, which feels like a real oversight on their part. There is somewhere. Oh, I think I literally just cracked through it here. Yep, there is. Wait, what? I've gone and bamboozled myself again. God damn it. Oh, is it up there? Yeah, it's up there. So you crack through the fuel gel there, and you get some steps which lead to a Morph Ball hole. What this lets us do is get up into this area. So there's various things down here. There is a Space Pirate ATC, there is another one of those jamming beacons, and there is a big wall that is made of Maldium. You can see where this is going, but from up here, one of the useful things we can do is pull the Wii remote away from the screen. Oh, I need to point it at the screen, this is the thing. Point at the screen and pull away from the screen. Yep, twist, push. There we go. So that turns off a handy shield there, and the wise of you will notice there was nothing stopping us doing this way earlier. We did not need ice missiles to get here or anything like that. What would have stopped us would have been when we go past the shield here. There we go, come on. Is the big fucking wall of Maldium. So let's deal with that. If we pull this down, and then we can just call a bombing run straight in on that. Phase on overload! Oh. Okay, pirates do this sometimes. They hit you with a blaster phase-on, which sends you into force type mode, and now if you look at the top, you need to dispel that phase-on in order to leave hyper mode. It can be problematic. That's the disadvantage of hyper mode, is that you can't do anything else other than fire phase-on at people. You know, those get more and more satisfying every time we do them. I think, oh, new things! Scary new things, and I'm somehow not pointing at the screen. Where the fuck's my remote gone? There we go. Oh, I think I was pointing too high. God, motion controls, aren't they fun? Did he just throw a thing at me? Well, that's a Berserker Knight. Phase-out plating can be destroyed by the same phase-on attacks it fires. They are very much the same as the Berserker Lord, if you remember that boss from the first episode. But they're just slightly easier to fight. This here next to him is something new, which I'm also trying to scan. That is an Assault Pirate Trooper. Deflects missile attacks vulnerable to beam weapons. And I'll deal with him in a second. In the meantime, I want to try and... God, what am I pointing at that's wrong? Come on. Am I low on battery? I'm not low on battery. Huh, no idea. So he's vulnerable to beam to take his armor off. Oh, this guy's actually lost his mind now anyway, so if I go hyper, I can just quickly blast that phase out on his head and take him out. Not even worth staying in hyper to fight this guy. I'll just take that health, thank you. Was that health? Maybe it was, who knows. Oh yeah, he's immune to missiles, now I remember. There we go, that's his plating cracked, and let's try and freeze the bastard. And then we can just crack him with a single shot from that. Wonderful. Right, now we get something even more irritating if we proceed through here. If we look at this guy... Oh, he didn't do it. If we look at this guy... None of them doing it. How interesting. There we go! Crawl tanks are now also capable of going hyper. And as ever, the best way to counter hyper mode is with hyper mode. Remember, you can exit hyper mode and you get all the health back that you didn't inject, which is quite nice. That was a ship missile we picked up there. Bring us back up to 3 again. Everyone ready for a boss fight? Wonderful. Okay, this is like a pre-boss fight here. That was a lie. These are just a couple of aero troopers to take on. Generally, missiles are nice against them just because of their slight homing capabilities, quite frankly. Makes them bloody useful. Let's... Oh, dear. Their movement is so annoying because they don't move continuously. They just kind of go swoop every now and again. Oh, he's gone. He's definitely gone. Yeah, they'll try and dive bomb you if they're dying, but if you kill them quickly enough, they'll just blow up on the spot, which is far more handy, really. Far more handy. Good one. So, time for a boss, and this one's a twofer. Make sure you scan both. There is a pirate on the back. The Pirate Hussar, rider of the vicious Korak, wields energy lance in combat, but the real boss is this, the Korak beast. Tongue and mouth are sensitive, belly sometimes vulnerable from the ground. So the first thing you really want to do is take out the pirate on top of him. He's the easy target as well, because he'll die pretty easily. I'm going to switch into hyper and just quickly blast the pirate on top. He takes like no hits, it's great. The Korak beast is our real thing, so we wanted to do that, and then when it does that, you'll notice now its underbelly is glowing. Drop a couple of bombs under there, and nothing will happen. Brilliant. Great. We want to shoot it in the mouth again there. There's your moment. And underneath it. Bombs underneath. There we go. Now we've stunned it. What we need to do now is go around to the back of it and grapple it on the back. That will bring it up and expose its underbelly, and that's its weak spot. Launch as much phazon as you can into it. The entire tank's worth. Kills it in one. Holy shit. I was going to say does about half damage. Good lord, hyper mode is obscenely powerful. And like, after any boss fight, it always just gives you a shit ton of health anyway. Are these guys the new thing now? There's a new thing that I missed at the beginning of the episode, and I don't know off the top of my head when we actually see one again. I punched myself in the chest there trying to do this bloody motion controls for the grapple. Push forward, pull back. Ah! If you don't push forward enough, if you just like shake the remote, it'll go forward, but then you just won't actually have enough beans to like pull it back without hitting yourself in the chest, which is embarrassing, to say the least. I shouted embarrassing quite loudly there. That was quite unnecessary. But yes, we are getting towards where we need to be here. Let's shoot these Jolly Rogers away. And I want to go right here because there is a save station down here behind that ice door. Wonderful. Let's heal up and save quickly. Wonderful. And now on we go. Take out these Jolly Rogers. At least they don't go hyper. And... No, that's cannibal. Fair enough. Hey, I thought I killed you. Did another one up here? Or did I just not actually kill one in the first instance? That is far more likely that I just didn't properly kill one. We got a bit of cheeky lore here. We shoot this, and then we do the little bing, bong, bong. We get a twofer, actually, again here. We get... Open up. There we go. We get some Brio lore. The Hunted. The Primals crafted new magics to protect their warriors and sent them into the burning wastelands to hunt the lords of science hiding there. Though we tried to avoid conflict, many science lords were found and ended by primal warbands. I was but the sole survivor, the last remaining lord of science. In order to protect myself, I adopted the wisdom once shared by the Chozo. I merged the ways of the new science with the ways of the old magic. I built mighty Moganars out of stone and placed them outside the walls of my home, there to silently protect me from all enemies. That sounds vaguely horrifying. There's a picture to go with it of a scary mighty Moganar, but also you can get a missile expansion for free with your lore, which is pretty nice. And here we are at the site of the second generator, and much like the last one, made of Maldium. So let's call in the old bombing run.
Data received.
Oh dear, that didn't go particularly well.
Samus, there are 2 anti-aircraft turrets protecting the generator. Samus, there are 2 anti-aircraft turrets protecting the generator. Your ship will not be able to get a clear shot while those guns are active.
So, the bombing run didn't go so well. We got 2 AA guns to take out. I believe you can technically do these in any order, but I'm going to do it in a specific order. Obviously, I'm going to do it in a specific order, otherwise I'd be not doing it. That didn't make as much sense as I thought it did in my head. Either way, I'm going to start by going to the right. So, I've forgotten how to do things there. There's fuel gel under here, which we can crack, and then grab up. I do like the grab ledges. It just adds a little bit of extra kind of movement dynamism to the game. You'll notice whenever I see any pirates, I'm firing up the scan visor, because I want to make sure that they're not the one I'm missing. Two I'm missing, technically, because it comes in two forms. I'm really curious to why it didn't spawn in the Temple of Brio. Right, I need to... Right, if I'm going to complain about that, I need to at least standardize. Here, this is fun. So we've got a couple of things here. We've got a new scan in the form of... The blue door. Door has low-level energy shield. Any weapon fire can disrupt the shield and open the door. I want to quickly... There we go. Oh, balls. Did it not work? Shit. If you get that fuel gel on the way past, you can use it to destroy both these turrets in one. But apparently it just didn't work because the turrets weren't extended properly at the time, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, we're coming into, if you look at the map in the top right, a large thing which is definitely not any form of combat arena. Let's roll. They kept this music between them. Winner. That means pirates are happening. But yes, we saw something important there. We saw fuel gel being loaded into the bottom of into the sides of this thing, and a valve in the bottom. And that valve in the bottom is our real goal. Clear the pirates for now, and then when you scan it, and you have to scan it first, it'll say valve is used to manually open the cannon's ammunition chambers, vulnerable to electro-grapple forces. We should probably scan the cannon itself, which is an anti-aircraft Tiamat cannon is online. Operate the underside valves to open all of the ammunition chambers. I believe Tiamat is an old demon's name. It's definitely a queen of dragons in not Game of Thrones, D&D. But I think it's an older name than that. So you'll notice it's now... You'll notice it's now surrounded by a spooky field. So after you've done a bit of damage to it, which we have done there, it fires up this electromagnetic field that lets you not get near it for a while, but then you can get near it again. And here's about the right angle for it. There we go, punch myself in the nipple again. Once again, fuel gel tanks are exposed, whack them, and you'll deal it damage, and it goes spooky. This is a Nintendo game. How many hits do you reckon it'll take before we do it in? Yes, that's quite right. I guess I might as well heal up during the time. The reason I took this option as well, this direction first, is because this cannon is much easier to take out than the other one. The other one's incredibly irritating. The final batch of fuel gel is over here. There we go. Oh, shieldy boy. Are you the new one I want to fight? Ah, shit. Fucking point. I'm pointing at the screen. I am pointing at the screen. The fuck is this? Oh, do I have to be... I don't even know. I have literally no idea. Can you fuck off? No, I'm going to take your shield away, then I'm going to do you in. Ah, Frozone! And smash. Satisfying. Extremely satisfying. But yes, the second turret is much more irritating to take out than the first. So that's why I tend to do this way first. There's a power-up somewhere nearby, and there's a scan somewhere nearby, and I can't really remember where either of them are, which is encouraging. There's the scan! Oh my god! Oh, Jesus. That Jolly Roger came out of bloody nowhere. That was awful. But yes, Phazon Fungus grows only in highly corrupted regions, vulnerable to weapon fire, which achieves nothing. Oh, it gets me 10 units of health, which is pretty sweet, actually. What we really want to do is go into this next room. This is... now I'm remembering. So, we've got... this thing over here. So we got a piston, which is stuck in place. Enough physical stress could temporarily pull it down. Yoink! And while it's down, we morph ball into that little cage. The balls, come on. Oh, why do I suck so much? I'm stupid, I swear. This is... I'm not having a good time with this, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. Am I... I'm stupid! I get over here, and now it goes back up when I'm on it. Oh, dear me. Anyway, something new for the visualizer, the final bit of the bars on the top, a ship missile expansion. So there are a number of these. We can now carry 4 missiles. I think the grand total you can carry is like 9 or something like that. God, I was wondering why that wasn't working. It turns out I'm real thick. Anyway, thick with a double C. I think we're now basically... oh no, aero mines. Right, boink. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Ooh, spooky. You can see why they call this area the Thorn Jungle, looking above us. Ow, there. Oh, yes, there are trip mines on the floor. And if I remember correctly, they're not actually a scan, are they? No, they just say explode when approached. But basically, unless it says press 1 for logbook, they're not really a scan. You can scan them and get information about it, but the only things that actually count for completion are logbook scans, the ones that you can go back into your logbook and check at any point. Right, with that done, we are now at the second one, which is far more irritating. So you can see how that is going to work. I'm going to fucking abuse hyper mode in this because I think this fight is fucking evil. So whenever I'm taking out enemies, it's going to be with hyper mode. If that seems like overkill, you'll see why. So these are, of course, our main thing. Lever manually controls one of the cannon's locking mechanisms. Pull to release one of the clamps. And then again here it says, Tiamat online, operate the underside valve to open all of the ammunition chambers, which is worth knowing, but hey, pull this back. And that unlocks one clamp. Unfortunately, you have to do all three in time, and you know how that opening cutscene showed us, oh yeah, the aero troopers will fucking come down and pull the clamps back into place. And they'll do that again and again, and you need to just take out the bastards quickly or they'll fucking keep doing that. And that's why I really will abuse hyper mode during this fight, because taking out those aero troopers quickly is incredibly key. Unfortunately, you don't have a fucking radar when you're in hyper mode, so actually finding enemies can be pretty challenging. This is the final one we've got to get. There's no actual timer on them as such, but any nearby aero troopers will try and plug them back in. So you just need to make sure the aero troopers will continuously spawn. If we pull the third one, come on! Ah, there we go. Ah, punch myself in the bloody chest again. I swear, I'm beating the crap out of myself. Just in these grapple nonsense. Anyway, you'll notice with that, perfect execution. Nice, that's an achievement. And then, bam. Wait, what? Oh no, it just explodes. I thought it exposes all of them. We just get them all. We can't get them all in one shot, but we don't have to do multiple rounds of this like in the last place. We can get the second one there, and then the third one just around the corner there. Brilliant. That was actually way easier than I thought. And you'll notice something here. Yes, we got a little achievement. There are full-on, like, achievements in this game where it's like, yes, you did a special thing. Have some special points for doing the special thing. And that one there, perfect execution, means one of the aero troopers never pulled the levers back and fucked with you. And you can only do that pretty much... I don't know if you can only do that, but certainly it's very difficult to do that without just using hyper mode every time the bastards appear. Right, now here we need to... Can you fuck off? There we go. Take this guy out, and you will notice there's this bridge in front of us here. If we scan the bridge, walkway is secured in place by clamps. A very strong blast could probably destroy them. Very strong blast is beyond our weaponry, but is not beyond the reach of fuel gel. Wait for the tanks to be in position, and then bam! That drops it down, which gets us a couple of things. Well, we get one of these things. The buy at dinner first pump. I find it hard to talk while doing that. It takes a weird amount of focus, because it's like, you have to do the action pretty precisely. You can't just do that action. Yes, you know what I'm thinking of, you filthy bastard viewer. Yes, you can't just do that action. You actually have to do it quite controlled. And weirdly, the part of my brain that handles anything verbal just shuts down while... I was going to say while doing that action, but that sounds real. I'm going to shut up. Anyway, there are some things here, which are also not any new ones, so, you know what, fuck it, let's just rinse through them quickly. Where's the other one gone? Oh, he's running around the fucking corner. There we go. As long as you remember to transform back yourself, you'll always get the health you didn't spend back. Let's call in our bombing run on the second generator and open the way to the shield. So the seed, not the shield. Get rid of the shield to get to the seed. And there we have it. The second generator is destroyed, and the pathway to the Leviathan seed is open. Is the Aurora unit going to talk to us? Let's find out. I feel like that is a no, which means we're going to hold the episode there. So thank you very much. Oh, no, here we go.
The destruction of the generators has disabled the Leviathan shield. The seed is now exposed. You must fly there and find a way to destroy it.
Oh, these are the things I meant to scan earlier, or at least one of them. Oh, she's still talking. There we go. This is an advanced pirate trooper. Armor resistant to beam attacks, vulnerable to explosive blasts. So some of them require explosives and are invulnerable to beams. These ones require beam... I've confused myself. These ones need missiles rather than but absorb beam shots. Other ones need beams and absorb missile shots. There's a shielded variant of them that I was hoping to come across, but no such luck. Basically, you scan the shielded one, rip off its shield, and then scan it again, and it's really hample. I was trying to say handy, or helpful. Handy and helpful became hample, that was it. But yes, we're going to end the episode there. So we have opened up the way to the Leviathan Seed. Next episode, we are going to head inside the Leviathan Seed to try and find a way to destroy it and rid Brio of Phazon corruption once and for all. I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.